and welcome back to my channel. It's like a very weird time to be starting the vlog. It's like 2:15 on a Wednesday. My husband is on vacation. I'm actually getting ready to go into downtown to have a meeting.
Downtown.
You want to go downtown?
I need your help.
Daddy needs your help. For work. And then we are also preparing to leave town tomorrow and simultaneously planning, or like preparing to have someone staying in our house. And so the preparation, it's a lot. If you're a parent who, I mean, I only have one and I still feel like leaving town, and I was saying this the other day to somebody where it's like leaving town for one night is just as difficult as leaving town for like a week or 2 weeks, because I feel ridiculous because we're only going for a couple of days, but it looks like I'm bringing my entire house because there's one thing that I'm going to protect above all else, and it's whether or not my child sleeps. And so we bring all of his normal comforts. The other tricky thing, and I won't have an update for you guys in this video, so I guess you'll have to come back next week to find out, or like check TikTok, I guess. We're going to attempt to have him sleep not contained. For those of you that do not know, I have a neurospicy toddler, and there are some things that we have to do differently because of that. And one of those things is that he still sleeps contained. Like, he is not like, he doesn't have like free reign of his room when he goes to bed, just to keep him safe. And I feel like everybody on the internet right now can agree that we will be doing anything and everything to keep our children safe. And it was actually I'm in like a, I don't even know what to call it, like a support group, I guess. It's through the school that my son goes to, which again is just like night and day difference from the experiences we've had in the past with trying to get him into any kind of school program or daycare or childcare or any of the above. If you guys have been following for a while, then you'll know some of that struggle. But in that support group, the very first reason brain, squirrel, help. The reason I went to the very first one, which that is something that would ordinarily really intimidate me and I would talk myself out of going to, but I went because I was desperate to find out what these people were doing for beds. And my son is in a classroom of older children who face the same challenges. He'll be in his normal class next year, but this was just the class that had availability. And I went because I'm like, what are you guys doing for beds? Because I felt really weird about the fact that my son was still in a crib when he was already 3 years old. And most of them were like, oh no, our son or our daughter or whatever just got out of the crib like this year, and their children are much older than my son. And so it made me just feel a little bit better. He's not fighting it. This is too much information, but I'm saying it just in case that you are also the parent to a toddler who develops a little bit differently and you're like, what am I supposed to do for a bed? If they're not fighting the crib, keep them in the crib. Mine is not fighting it. There are other options as far as like big kid beds that also still maintain like the feeling of enclosure or like the protection of being contained. They're expensive. I do believe insurance covers some of them, but obviously like you'll just need to research what works for you. All of that to say that we are going to attempt, this may be a very poor idea, to have him sleep uncontained. We're bringing all kinds of measures to childproof the home as best we can. I think I mentioned in my last vlog that where we're going to stay has a pool in the backyard, and obviously with the news that's been circulating on TikTok, I'm ashamed of how unaware of the dangers that could pose outside of swimming time. It seems obvious to me now. It wasn't before, and it's not that I don't think I would have thought about it once we were there, but up until being there, I don't think I would have thought anything of it. Like, I don't know that I would have been like, oh, we need baby gates or whatever, because like, I just didn't think about it. So taking extra precautions with that. I'm sorry that I'm like talking a mile a minute and also like rushing through my makeup, but I have to get in the car in a hot minute. Otherwise I'm gonna be late for this meeting. But today has been a crazy one because I'm trying to work and prepare the house and prepare packing, and the person who is staying in our house with our dog requested the pizza that I make. On top of that, I'm also prepping doughs to bring with me so that we can still do pizza night on Friday night, but obviously making enough for the people that we're visiting as well. And very much looking forward to this visit. If you guys have watched a video that I made, I think it was called like showing up when you don't feel like it or whatever, where I shared that my friend's little brother had passed away and I had just gotten home from his funeral, or like life ceremony. It wasn't necessarily a funeral, but that's who we're going to visit. And my kiddo is very excited, and so are we. So just, you know, mom things. I'm grateful that I have like a husband who is very hands-on and super helpful. I had like a moment yesterday. So my husband's on vacation all this week and I'm still working. And I said to him yesterday, we got home from picking my son up from school and I was hugging him and he's like, what? I'm like, I know I'm not, but I feel like I'm on vacation because yesterday all day I got to go to the coffee shop in the morning because it is hard for my kiddo when I'm home, even if I'm in my office, to not come and get me. I'm the default parent. Like he's gonna opt for me unless I'm not an option. So I went to the coffee shop and then my husband took the kiddo to school. The whole day I was able to actually just focus on the tasks in front of me. And it felt like a dream. It truly felt dreamy. I will say also by the end of the day, I was really missing my kid. And again, with everything that's been like circling around the internet, like it's just changed my perspective on this season of doing all of the things all at the time, like at the same time. But it was quite glorious to just work and not think about anything else. So I feel like my nervous system is starting to like, so yes, even though the vacation this week is for my husband, I feel like I'm catching the benefits of that, just having him around. And yes, we're going out of town, but I work remotely, so it goes with me. Okay, I'm gonna finish getting ready. I'm gonna get stuff prepped to try to get out this house tomorrow and also out of this house in the next, I guess like 30 minutes to go to this meeting. What time it is. I'm having to do this like at record speed because I really need to be leaving this house like right now. I think I have enough time, but with it being in downtown, you just never know with traffic and the weather hasn't been great. So you always have to account for like some delays because, oh, that was that. I was like, what was that sound? In this town, when it rains, people just forget how to drive. They just completely forget how to drive. I was beginning to think that my frother might be broken or just like really weak. I just need new batteries. And now that I have new batteries, I'm like, oh, it's a lot stronger than I remember. Okay. Let me double check. It's been several hours, so let me just check on my doughs real quick. Oh, they're getting there, but they're not quite there. I may have to have my husband check on the doughs while I'm gone because it's very possible that they will get to bulk ferment while I'm not in the house. And since I'm sharing these with friends, I don't want them to be overproofed. Water, sunglasses. Anybody else, when they're running out the door, feel like they can never remember if they have everything? What do I need? Sunglasses, computer, phone, headphones, coffee, water, bag. I probably need a portable charger, wherever that may be. I don't know. I have to go look for it. I'll go look for it because part of this meeting is, what did I just do? I don't know. But part of the reason I'm going to this meeting is to take pictures. So I need to make sure that my phone is fully charged. Do I have everything? Okay. Let's get out the door. Now the question is, where's my key? That's gonna be our $1 million question because my husband and I keep swapping cars. Also, should social media fool anybody, this is the current state of our den. Just in case anyone thought that someone had it all together. We do not. Aha. Just found it. Let's go. All right, let's try that again because I just got out of my neighborhood and realized I was still wearing my tennis shoes. I had not changed my shoes, so let's actually go.
Hey, Kim! Good, Kim! Kim, what?
We are just about ready to go. Better? Worse? I don't know. I feel like you're... How's that? Any better? I don't feel like it is. Okay, we are getting ready to head out the door. So you know that means road coffee. Do you want a latte to go?
Thank you. I got a cup of coffee that I'm getting ready for.
Okay. We are kind of on schedule. We didn't really have like a schedule, but I had an idea in my mind of when I thought we would leave. We're kind of there. I'm honestly kind of shocked that we've been able to get what we've done this morning. But all is well, and I'm very excited to get to see our friends. I was thinking that in the car, since we'll have some time, maybe I could convince the husband to do like a Q&A. Fingers crossed. You can probably relate if you are a parent who does not have like a cleaning service or assistants or nannies or any of those things. Preparing to leave for a trip while also simultaneously preparing to leave the house in the condition for somebody else to be staying in it. Not for the week, especially not on a week that was as busy as this one has been. But it seems that we've made it. So cheers, let's get on the road. You all buckled?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're in the car.
All buckles.
What?
All buckles.
We're all buckled?
Yeah.
Awesome. Ready to go?
Yeah.
You ready?
Why are you cutting?
I was born ready.
Were you?
Dad?
I was. Daughter said he'd never seen anything like it.
Just born ready. It's just how it goes. Off we go. I'm kind of annoyed because I have a car mount and that's what I was looking for before we left, but I can't find it. So we're gonna have to do with holding it. Let me see. I don't know why my focus is so weird. Anyway, okay, so we're gonna do a couple questions for context. We met in 8th grade. We started dating as seniors in high school. We've been together 22 years.
Yes.
22 years. We've been married. We just had our 15th wedding anniversary. So, questions. I'm curious if I just found random questions online, but I'm curious if maybe we answer these for one another. So for instance, what would you say, I'm gonna ask the question, but you have to answer it for me and I would have to answer it for you. Is that fair?
Depends on the question.
Okay, so if I could eat one meal and only one meal for the rest of my life, what would it be?
Bread.
Me?
Yep.
Bread?
Bread. All things bread. Like a specific meal?
Yeah.
Like a whole meal?
Like
Sushi with McDonald's french fries.
okay, that's the perfect answer. I would say smash burgers for you.
I mean, again, that's not a meal. It's just like...
Okay, smash burgers with some type of burger sauce, fries, and a shake.
I'd probably get a shake.
Okay. What's the most embarrassing thing I've ever done? I'm gonna answer for you first. So, we were in college, and we went to college in Boone, which is frigidly cold if you don't know anything about North Carolina. And not only is it cold, but the wind is really bad. And I had this scarf that I had wrapped around my head and then around my neck and then put my hood up because it was freezing. And Jonathan was making fun of me for it, as you should, because I did look kind of ridiculous. but the words were not completely out of his mouth before he slipped on the ice, fell, and split his pants open and had to continue all the way through campus with his pants split open. Is that what you would say is one of your most embarrassing?
It's certainly up there.
Okay.
I don't know that I've ever ranked them.
What about for me?
For you, you did kind of eat it at a dog park once.
Oh my God! I don't know that was embarrassing so much as it was traumatizing. What was it embarrassing for you?
People thought I was with you.
You were.
Not that
This was terrible. Like, you know how at a dog park, dogs will sometimes like get in a cluster and run around? Well, there was a cluster and they were running around and they came up and took me out at the back of my knees and I like flew up into the air and down. That was awful. That was terrible.
That was embarrassing.
It was. It wasn't great. That's for sure. I really thought you were going to go with the beans or meat situation, but...
See, the thing is, though, is that at the time, you tried to justify it. I don't think that you had the wherewithal to be embarrassed
I
by
did
it.
not have the wherewithal to be embarrassed.
You should have been, but I don't think that I would have made your list.
Fair. What's something I say all the time?
Not tonight, I have a headache.
No. I was going to say, why do I think I know what you're going to say for this?
What
I
do
know
you
what
think?
Wade would say that Mom says all the time. Take a wild guess.
No.
No.
Put the cat down.
Well, that's fair. I was going to say, Oaken, stop licking my floor.
That's probably up there.
For you, and again. And again. In almost every conversation, every recruiting call, every like story, every sales pitch, there's the repetitive and again.
It's a good filler.
It is a great filler. This is just me asking, what's a movie quote that we, like between the two of us, gets repeated often?
I don't know, Margot.
Yeah, I was gonna say this. I don't know, Margot. Well, because also it is a frequent statement, like, why is the floor all wet? 90% of the time, it's because Oaken was licking the floor. Let's see, maybe one more? Oh, actually, this is sweet memory, or like sweet question. What would you say is, this doesn't have to be like answered for me, it could be actually answered for you. Like, what is one of your happiest memories of like our relationship? Jeez, it's that hard?
I was trying to pick a good one. What do you want from me?
I have one.
Okay.
One of my happiest, like fondest memories is you had already moved to Bowie's Creek. I was still living in Charlotte. You had already moved to Bowie's Creek, and you came home for Christmas break. And I was off, I think, for some reason from work for an extended period of time as well. And we just like Christmas braked together and like made a gingerbread house. We built the fort in the living room and like watched Christmas movies in the living room. Like we had a full blown like Christmas break together. And it was just such a sweet thing. It was, I feel like, also one of the first times maybe that we intentionally stayed home and just started doing our own traditions on Christmas, which again, like Christmas period is one of my favorite points, like one of my favorite things that we do, like our little traditions. But that, like, that's a happy moment for me. Like, what about you?
I don't know. I think probably moving into our first place after we got married in Athens in the condo.
Yeah. Aww.
Probably, I mean, our first time
Living together.
Living together.
Yeah.
We had just gotten back from Mexico.
Yeah.
I think some of my stuff maybe I had dropped off there before I left Athens to go back to Raleigh, but I hadn't unpacked or anything. I was just like stuff, just boxes.
Yeah.
And so then I think we drove the trailer down with all of your stuff from your parents' house. But no, I think that was probably
I will say that, like, is a choice that a lot of people didn't understand, us not living together before we got married, especially because we did, was it about a year of long distance? No, maybe a semester of long distance after we were engaged, before our wedding. because he'd already moved out to Georgia and I was still living in Raleigh, and I was just living at my parents' house, so it's not like I had a lease or anything like that. And a lot of our friends didn't understand why I didn't just go ahead and move out to Georgia with him. And I don't know that we specifically had a reason. We have like a complicated parental past. I don't know if we were still trying to honor that or what our situation was. That trailer is swaying. But we chose not to live together until we were married. And that was like, you're right, like that was such a sweet period of time. I'd also never really been, like, I didn't spend a lot of time in Athens before we got married. So it was like a new city, newly married, new place. And even though we'd been together for so long at that point, it was still something really different and really fresh and new to experience together, which was really kind of cool.
First time buying a trash can together.
Yeah, so that was our first married fight, was over a trash can. But that wasn't until like a couple months later. And we had like a regular sized condo, like a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom condo. And our family, my family, was visiting, staying with us in this 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom condo. And we are scream fighting at each other, which Jonathan would say that I was just screaming at him. I was fighting at him over a trash can.
What about the trash can?
So listen, I registered for like a metal trash can that was a cylinder trash can. I see the faults in it now. I get it. I understand. But in my mind, a metal trash can with a lid contains odors better than other trash cans. Jonathan was removing the trash to take it out, and a cylinder trash can, first of all, doesn't do you a lot of favors when it comes to like pulling the trash out. Also, it does this like weird suction thing, and it was pissing him off. And so he kicked said trash can that was pissing him off and dented said trash can. I feel like you also like broke it somehow, not just dented, because I feel like dented we would have lived with. But I feel like it was no longer operable somehow as a trash can.
It's entirely possible.
And he was like, it's fine, we'll just replace it with a plastic one. And I was like, we're not getting a plastic trash can. We bought a plastic trash can. I spent probably an hour and a half on the trash can aisle, sending pictures back and forth about which trash can we could purchase. And then that trash can was our trash can. It served us well. It was our trash can from the first year of marriage until we moved into my mom's house in 2019. We got married in 2010. So, I mean, the plastic trash can did work.
Say what you will about plastic trash cans. Dependable.
Yeah, they are dependable. We've not had a metal trash can since. No, that's not true. We had the metal trash can that's still upstairs. We lived at my mom's house for a couple of years when we moved out to this area. And it was a year and a half, Jonathan.
So it wasn't a couple years.
It's more than a year.
Was it
I'm
2?
traumatized by it, okay? It felt like forever. And she had a cylinder trash can that she like very graciously allowed us to bring upstairs because we basically made it into like an apartment. And I was very quickly reminded how much we hate a metal trash can in that moment. Or maybe just like a cylinder trash can.
It's not the metal.
It's the cylinder.
The material is irrelevant. But a cylinder trash can, it is not larger at the mouth than it is at the base. So anything that goes in the trash can that settles can get lodged to the point that you cannot pull the bag out of the cylinder. A trash can simply should just be taller at the top than it is at the bottom, even if it's a cylinder, which I guess at that point is no longer a cylinder.
It's a cone?
Yeah, it'd be like an inverted cone. An inverted cone trash can would be fine.
Very passionate about this, but I think that's where we're going to end the Q&A portion of this video. That was actually kind of fun.
You're yucky.
You're yucky. What'd you get? A monster truck.
No, it's
And we also got some. It is a color monster truck. Road snacks. I'm gonna try these. I'm a real die-hard Nerds fan, especially Nerd Clusters. Never seen these before, but we've given them a try. And then the kid is very big on Cheetos. Good morning. It's actually the next day. Obviously, when we arrived yesterday, the kiddo went into like full kid at grandma's house kind of situation and like immediately went in the pool. And then we just had a really lovely evening of just like visiting and having no technology and didn't know where our phones were, and it was really just necessary. We also had our first night with an uncontained child, which getting him down was a little challenging, but he got there in the end. But when we went to bed shortly after, I knew this was gonna come, but... Yes, baby?
Where's up this?
What's wrong with it?
Where's up that?
Is it not loading?
Where's up that?
Right there?
No, no.
Oh, okay, hold on, sorry. Hold on.
Right there. Oh.
He eventually climbed into bed with us, which was fine, except he squiggles. He's a squiggle wiggle worm. So we had a bit of a fitful night of sleep, if you cannot tell from my face. But he's learning, and I think I see this eventually being a possibility. Oh, that's cool. A cat?
No.
It's silly. So anyway, that's gonna be it for today. We are playing and hoping to remain somewhat quiet because the whole rest of the house is asleep.
Whoa.
So, yeah, that'll do it for today. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. If this content resonated with you at all, or you just feel like we are the kind of people that can get along with one another, go ahead and subscribe, comment, like the video. It all helps very much. And I'll see you all again very, very soon. Bye.